Hey, how's it going? Rachel here from Femme. I didn't realize I put myself on live. Let's actually cancel that and start over. No, we'll just leave it. 2 minutes in, it is what it is. I'm going to be running on the big grinder tonight, and it's going to be some stick shaping and all that good stuff, and this is where we're going to be. Let's see what's going on with TikTok. I know they like to scold me often for my cigar smoking. It's cool. It is what it is. We'll just keep it what it is. All right. We got a belt change. All right, I think I'm running, I think this is 150. Can't really tell. It's been run a few times. Well, hey guys, how's it going? Rachel here from Forge the Femme. I'm putting a sanding belt on the old belt sander, the big old 2x72. You might have seen them on Forged in Fire. This is one of them. Not one from the show, though. I had this, I think I got this just after I was on the show. Yes, I was on Forged in Fire, Season 4, Episode 14, the Kachin Dao. Now, I'm going to start doing a little bit of shaping around the handle end of this. And right now it stands a good 4 feet tall. And I'm going to just do some light shaping, not much. I like this old T-handle style. And this is like, as it stands, it's kind of like a nice hiking stick, actually. Like you'll see, it's a bit long, slender, and lean, but it's quite strong, actually. A little bit of flex. I don't mind a little flex in my hiking sticks. All right, setting the tracking. And always safety glasses, guys. I need a new one of these springy jiggers. Moving this big old 4-foot sticker in the workspace is kind of funny right now. Just getting caught up in the Christmas lights and stuff. Alright. And a little bit down here. There we go. There it's getting it. We'll call that right about good. Just a little bit. I don't take too much off. Let's see, just a bit. Just to round off that edge pretty much. Tiniest bit. Actually, can you guys hear me? How well can you hear me right now? I got my microphone hooked up, and I've never ran it with the belt sander. So how can you guys hear me? Throw some likes if you can hear me, or throw some ones in the comments. You know the routine, I hope. Actually, I've never gotten anyone to throw ones in the comments yet. So there is no routine, not yet. Alright, and that's just going to be about as far as I'll take this right here, and that's it. Just a little bit of cleaning up. The magic is actually in letting the sticks season thoroughly for a good 2 years. Alright, so we'll set them against the workbench for now. This will be our finished pile. You guys can't see it, obviously, but, you know. We will not do that one. Let's try one of these little shillelagh type vibes. Here's my next one right here. This is going to be for like a shillelagh style. I'm going to do a hemp grip. Actually, it's a jute twine grip at the bottom. There we go. Let's try it this way. There we go. And I just took down that little nub real quick. There we go. Got a little bit of beetle damage. Got the larvae right there, little bugger. And that is the beginning of a shillelagh right there. There you have it. Just a little one. Good little stick for your hand. Sweet, sweet festivals. How's Detroit? Where I'm at, because I'm right off the Detroit River. Icy, but kind of nice. Earlier it was so cold I had to go inside. But right now, it's actually kind of nice. I think it's going to be mid to high 40s tomorrow. Pretty stoked about that. How you doing tonight? This is going to be another shillelagh type vibe right here. I think I might actually cut this down a little bit on this side, and actually I'll probably leave this side, but I'll take this down a little bit. Actually, yeah, I'm going to do that right now. Alright, now I got it cut down. I like this size a bit better. I think this would actually make a pretty cool display piece over like a office or something. That's how I see these little things. Alright, that's looking pretty good actually. Got the end off cleaned up pretty good. I'm digging it. Alright, nice and clean. Nick my finger on that belt. Happens all the time, unfortunately. Just a part of the game. Now I'm just trying to break the harder edges. right. Alright, and here is another little, we'll call them desktop shillelaghs. This one's just for display, but this one's still going to get the same treatment as the other ones. Now this is the big guy right here. I'm not gonna, I don't know, I might be able to straighten this out a little bit. We'll see, but right now, this is just a beast. I gotta cut the end off real quick to square it up. Do a little bit on the slack belt. See if I can get this way. Now that I got the end all ground down, I'm going to do a little bit of angling, beveling, chamfering, whatever you want to call it. At this point in time, I do not put the rubbers, like cane ends on my sticks. I don't know, I just like the more rustic look. Maybe I will someday, but right now, I just like the old stick. And just like I said, just a tiniest little bit, just to break that edge, give it a nicer, more finished look. This right here, I was working on last night. I'm just gonna do some cleaning up on it, that's all. Got it pretty much to shape anyway last night. Smart phone, let's do some smart things. Okay. Oh man, that is cleaning up nice. That's, like I said, I don't know what this wood is. I don't think you guys may not have been live last night, but I don't know what this wood is, but it sure is nice. I got this from a live cut, and some arborists were cleaning up a park I was foraging, and they just had a huge stack of them. And it was all different species, so I never got a chance to see what it was because they were taking them from all over the park and then just taking them to this one area where they were dropping them off. Big old pile. And I had a big old fun time digging through them. And this species, I'm not sure what it is. Could be mulberry, because there's a little bit of yellow in there. Just the tiniest bit. And mulberry is the only wood I know of that has a yellow heartwood. Alright, now let's get the top. We're going to call that, for this end of it, we're going to call that good. Let's see. Oh, it's a little bit hard to see because the light's not the best over here. But here's this. Look at the size of this thing. This is a beast of a stick. I think it's close to 4 feet tall. I'm 5 feet 4, so it's, that's a beast. I can't wait to finish this guy up. This is going to be 1/6 stick. And I'm going to try and take it and bend it this way a little bit so it could be just a little bit straighter. This is another live fall that I think actually came from the same park that I got the last one from. This one's just got a little tiny knob on it. I'll actually show you something. This is actually my personal walking stick right here. This one's made out of mulberry from my backyard. And you'll see the ends are kind of similar. And this one, for me, is like the perfect height. Like I said, I'm 5 feet 4, and this was a really good height. And it's a solid stick. Fun fact about mulberry that I learned recently by looking up from the wood database. Mulberry is actually harder than red oak, white oak, and it is also harder than The famous black thorn from Ireland. I might even put this up on my Shopify. I'm not sure yet. I could part ways with this. It's been a good stick, but I need a new one. And I like how when you start sanding away at the bark, if you get it at the right angle, it almost kind of looks like waves. At least it does to me. That's the way I view it. There we go. Now this one has a tiniest bit of yellow in here. Like I said, I don't know if it's a mulberry or not, but it certainly feels like it looks like it could be. Let's get the back side of that. And as you can see, this one does need some straightening out. Oh, my alarm's going off. Sorry, folks. Lake Creek Porch, how's it going? Making sticks over here tonight. Finishing them off at least. But like I said, you can see this needs to be straightened out a bit. Not too much, but it's actually a pretty strong stick. And when it gets straightened out, this will be a really nice hiking stick, actually. I'm pretty excited about this one, even with the wacky little knob on top. Got another one of these desktop shillelaghs, as I'm going to start calling them. Now these, with like the lichen on them and stuff, I like them. I like them. But the thing is it's actually at this point, this is damaged actually, so it's not safe to be used as, we'll say, a motivational tool. But it does not mean it can't be one cool one to hang over your desk at work. Like in your office, that'd be a pretty rad place to put it. kind of like doing like a dance, breaking that edge off of there. Let's see, actually, that's kind of hard to get that. Let's try and get it from underneath. I'm going to do this. Woo! That's going to be fun. Might get it. Nope. I don't know how I'm supposed to get this one. I'm trying to figure it out. I just like I don't know how to get this one. We'll try this. Slack belt back here a little bit. Might need to clean that up with some sanding paper, actually. Oh, I might get it. Am I going to get it? I think I got it all except for one little piece. Let's see if I can... All right, that's cool. I'll take that. I got one little extra spot right there. Okay, that's not too bad. This is going to be, like I said, like an office shillelagh, one for your wall, just to put it on display. But it's a little bit long right now. I'm not sure how long I want to make it, but I'm going to shorten it up a bit. Maybe like where my hand is, and that'll be the display. Or I'll just, you know what? I might even just keep it this length. Now for the little knob end, I'm going to do just a quick little bit of cleaning up on that as well. It'll come to in like a tangle with this thing. Alright, so this is a pretty rad little office shillelagh. Oh my god, Timothy Reichert says, hi, Tim. MLB. This right here, this one's actually pretty much done. I'm just going to do some cleaning up on this. 13 Silent Poets, what's up? Making some sticks right now. Working on just getting them cleaned up a little bit before I take them and do the old finishing touches. There we go. That looks better. I think I kind of want to take the bark off top. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. We'll see. This is ready for the next stage. It's a little bit more going on. Gotta do the finishing work on this, and this will be a neat little one you could put in like the man cave or something. But this one is fully functional. In case you need to motivate people. Sometimes they need it. Here's a mulberry one right here. And this one has some beetle damage actually in it. But it doesn't affect the integrity so far in looks. It just won't be so good for using one for real. It's just a little guy. time for some water. I keep wanting to cough. Break that bark off. Little larvae right there. Little bugger. Gotta dig him out now. When you run into little needle holes like this one, you can just fill them off with a wood filler. You can get some pretty cool colored wood fillers too. Some people have some fun with black and green and orange. I actually have some orange, and in the spirit of St. Patrick's Day, I might try and get some green. And it cleaned up pretty good, actually, I gotta say, so myself. I know there's, like I said, there's some beetle holes. Got fill those in, and they look pretty cool. And there's this one right here. And I'm leaving the little ends on it, because this one's going to be for display purposes. Now here's a big beast right here. This is actually a short guy, a little bit tall for me though, actually, still at this height, but this is about as pristine as it gets. Alright, I got a bit more on the top I gotta address, a bit more around the sides. There we go. And when you sand it, you don't want to push. You just kind of want to let the belt do the work, which is what I'm doing. If you push too hard, it'll start burning the wood. That's looking pretty cool if you ask me. Keeping the bark on it to me gives it that nice rustic vibe, but I'm still debating on this one too, removing that, but I think I might leave it on this one. I took it off on the other, or one of the other ones. I think I already sanded that. And this is one that will be a part of the Friday stick drop for sure. This is one of those that you could have just in time for St. Patrick's Day, in fact. There we go. Now I'm getting it. Alright, we're going to call this part of it done. On the bottom of it, I'll get a little bit on there. But I actually did some skiving, if you will, beveling with the racks last night. Alright, now that is the proper walking stick, shillelagh, whatever you want to call this beast. This is friggin' awesome. I love this stick. I'll probably try and bend this a little bit as well. Oh yeah, the chainsaw mock. And I actually do hand sand these when I'm done, so it'll have a little bit different look to it. And then I do my special finishing on it. Hey guys, how's it going? Rachel here from Femme, and I'm making sticks to put up to my Shopify for St. Patrick's Day. And this, you guys came in at the right time. This stick is sick. It's about the most pristine stick I've made, maybe ever. Alright, get that sanded down a little bit. Alright, let's go up here. And all I'm doing right now is just getting the little sharp ends I'm feeling, just getting them ground down a bit. Alright, now this, I'm going to do some straightening right here, so it can be a little bit straighter. That's about where I'm at with this guy. Alright, now this one right here, I think this one is going to actually be for my nephew. He's just a little guy. He's like just about 2 feet tall. It's a tiny thing right now. And this right here is a belt cleaner. When your belt starts getting kind of bound up with all kinds of this and that, take this across it and it cleans it right up. Let's try it this way. A little bit more back there. There we go. That's looking better. Now with the bark being a little bit ratty right there, I'm going to take it across the sander a few times. Let the slack belt do the work. Alright. Let's get the bottom of this squared away. this little walking stick. Probably gonna, I think this one might be for my nephew. I'm gonna do some wood filler in here and be close to done. And this is a seemingly proper shillelagh, but this will be for display purposes only. It's got some lichen on it, and once the lichen gets to it, it can make it kind of weak. Before I get too far, you can see the ambrosia beetle damage on it. It doesn't always ruin the integrity of the stick, depending on where it's at. But this stick, this will be for display purposes. Because, hey, a man cave, she said, that looks pretty cool with one of these. Using the edge of that slack belt is mighty handy, let me tell you. That actually looks pretty dang fun if you ask me. Oh, hey guys, that just popped in. I'm Rachel from Forge with Femme, and this is me doing some shillelaghs for St. Patrick's Day. Shillelaghs, walking sticks, whatever you want to call them. And this is, I'm going to take to the end right here where it's all kinds of raggedy. You'll see. I'm gonna cut this end off and then I'll get back to it. I'll be right back. this is a wee little shillelagh. All for display, but it's still cool nonetheless. That's a neat one right there. That's a nice one. It weighs practically nothing too. This is a strong walking stick right here. I'm over 200 pounds. I'm putting all my weight on this critter. And it's just a little guy. It's got to do some straightening on it. But for now, I'm going to do some sanding on it. Let's do it from underneath. Let's try it from underneath. Nope. Maybe. Am I going to get this done? Let's try this. Something along those lines. And that'll do it for this end of it. You don't need a whole lot, just a little bit to grip onto. Now I'm going to clean up the end. You can see that's a bit raggedy. I don't know what species of wood this is, but it smells like popcorn as you grind it. That's kind of funny. I don't know what would make a wood smell like popcorn, but this smells like buttered popcorn. And I'm doing this to the high spots just to get that fresh wood look, and I like to have a little bit of knobbliness if I can get it. And these I'm grinding down so they don't cause no injury to the hand, or at least so it doesn't like dig into you too bad. You can see now, this is the stick we have. Okay. We'll be doing some straightening on these tomorrow, and I'll be varnishing as well. By the way, I'm Rachel. This is Towards the Femme. I'm out of Detroit, and I'm making sticks for St. Patrick's Day. This is a strong walking stick. Like I said, I'm over 200 pounds, and this thing is holding my weight. been live. Oh, a little over an hour. Actually, let me just do this real quick. Why not? I gotta cut that. Oh man. Oh man, oh man. Thought I had them all cut. Had myself bamboozled. Let's do it like right here. And when I'm doing this, it's just to get rid of the saw marks, just to get it smoothed out a little bit. I'm gonna need to take sandpaper to that end. A little too hard to get the angles on this thing. That one as well. I figured this one could be the handle kind of like this, or even like this, you know, whatever. It's a pretty wild looking handle, but it's actually surprisingly very comfortable. Actually, that's like a good height for me, believe it or not. This is a strong stick too, even for being as, you know, thin as it is. Whatever the species is, Michigan hardwoods, I'll call it. It is strong, to say the very least. All right, I'm gonna be heading out of here now. it's time for me to go watch the movie Robots. If you guys have never seen it, go give it a watch. I think it's on Tubi right now. I can't remember. Great movie from the early 2000s, I believe. CGI. Fantastic movie. Great family movie. But anyway, I'm Rachel. This is Forge La Femme. You guys, thank you for hanging out with me while I was doing some stick cleanup before I start straightening and varnishing for the St. Patrick's Day drop this coming Friday. I will be posting some shorts and everything to let you guys know. And those will be going up on my Shopify. Everybody have a fantastic night. See you guys around. Peace.